Hey everybody, and welcome back to AJ's Advice Abby. Of course, I'm AJ, and yeah, I'm laying down because it's already been a very long week and it's already only Wednesday. So I'm just trying to relax a little bit and just try and release some of the stress from the rest of the week, but I would never leave you guys, so that's why I'm here. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about relationship prep. It's going to be my first advice video for the channel. I know a lot of you out there have been asking me to do more in depth on the first date or first time dating and everything like that. But there's a couple of little things that you're going to have to take care of before you can actually even get into a relationship. And that's what the relationship prep is all about. The first one is, like RuPaul says, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else if you don't love yourself? And that actually has a lot of ranges that go into it. But the way that I think about it isn't just like your style or your looks or anything like that, but it's more of your lifestyle and the way that you live your life and the direction that you want it to go in. So it's like if you are looking for a relationship or you know that you're ready for a relationship, the first thing that you've got to do is take a step back and make sure that you are comfortable with the skin that you're in. And that doesn't just go with the looks, like I said, even though part of it could be that, but it's your looks themselves are superficial. It's more about what's on the inside. And that's what I look for in a relationship. It isn't the outside. It has nothing to do with that. It's more of the personality. I fall in love with personality. I tend to fall fast for personality, but that's another story. So you have to be comfortable with being in your own skin and being who you are. And that's if you're a gay male and you're dating women and you know that you're gay, you're obviously not comfortable with yourself in your own skin. So it's time to come out. Stuff like that. Just being comfortable with who you are and where you are in life and making sure that you are comfortable with the person that you are before you can love somebody else. And it's like RuPaul says, you can't love somebody else until you love yourself. You have to be in a spot in your life where you are completely comfortable with the person that you are before you can love somebody else. And the second part is sitting back and waiting for love to fall into your lap never works. It never does. You have to put yourself out there. And it's a lot of people say good things come to those who wait. I have never found a relationship just by sitting around and waiting for it to happen. You have to put yourself out there. You have to go out and you have to find this person. And there's a million different ways that you can do it nowadays with all the different dating apps and everything that are out there. And, the online dating and Christian Mingle and Plenty of Fish and eHarmony, which eHarmony I don't really recommend because you end up paying like $70 a month to have your profile out there. And if you're not compatible in their system with anybody, then you're just paying $70 for nothing. So there's a lot of other ways that you can go about it. I love Plenty of Fish. I found one of my ex-boyfriends on Plenty of Fish. I found my current boyfriend on Grindr, which is a gay dating app. That tends to be filled with hookers and people that are just looking for fun for one night. But if you actually put into your profile or something that you're looking for a long-term relationship, that you're actually looking to settle down with somebody, it tends to keep those kind of people away. So that's a good one. Grindr, Plenty of Fish. I love Plenty of Fish. I've seen lots of people actually get into good relationships from Plenty of Fish. And there's a million of them out there. You just have to search online dating and you'll just come up with millions and millions and millions of options. And you want to find the group or whatever that you're actually interested in. Like, you don't want to go on to Christian Mingle if you're a smoker and a drinker and everything like that, unless you can find somebody on there that's into the same thing. Mr. Right, don't look for somebody with the complete opposites. I hear a lot of people saying that opposites attract. I personally think that is the worst saying out there. It goes hand in hand with the good things come to people who wait. If the two of you have complete opposites, then it's obviously not going to work because the two of you have nothing in common, you don't like the same things or anything like that. I like to go with more of the same qualities. You know, your favorite your favorite genre is horror movies. You spend a lot of time playing video games, stuff like that. You want to find somebody that's compatible with the same things that you're interested in doing. You want to find like interest in each other. That tends to make relationships work a lot more, because if you want to stay in and play video games and he wants to go out and you don't want to go out and you hate going to bars and stuff like that, then obviously it's not going to work. So you want to find things that the two of you have in common. Number 4, putting effort into a relationship. You have to make sure that you are actually willing and able to put as much effort into a relationship as you are possible into putting into a relationship. You don't want to start dating somebody and then a couple of months down the road just be like, he's here, I don't have to do anything. A relationship is always going to take effort to make work. And you have to make sure that you have the time and the opportunity and everything to put the effort into the relationship, or else it's just not going to work. There's no reason in being in a relationship if you're not going to put the effort into it. You might as well just go on to Grindr and find one of those one-night stands. Number 5, communication. As I have this saying that communication is key to a great relationship. If you and your partner can't sit down and actually have a discussion about something without turning into a huge argument, then you need to work on your communication skills a little bit more. The two of you just need to be able to sit down and talk about stuff that's bothering you instead of having to go into an argument every time. And I know each relationship is bound to have arguments in them, and that's how relationship works, But if you can't actually sit down and have a discussion about something and have it turn out the way that it needs to turn out, then it's really not worth putting the effort into it to begin with. And that goes with the previous one. You need to be able to sit down and communicate with the person that you are in a relationship with. And that is a key to a good relationship, is communication. Communication about everything. Communication about what your nightly plans are going to be. Communication about, how you feel about sex and how your actual sex life with your partner is working. Communication about everything is key. I cannot say that enough. It is the key to a good relationship, is communication. And the lock that communication unlocks is trust. Without trust in a relationship, you're constantly going to be looking at each other like you two are doing something wrong. You need to have trust in a relationship, or else it's just not going to work. And you need to have the communication, and you need to have the trust, and you have to be able to put the effort into it. These are all just, I know they seem kind of simple, and they're kind of duh at the same time, but I find a lot of people that I talk to don't understand these key things. If they all tie in together, and that's the only way that you're going to have a good relationship before you can even start dating and do the first date, is that you have to be able to actually check these things off the list. If you're not going to be able to talk to this person about anything, then you're not going to have the trust. And if you don't have trust, then you're not going to put the effort into it. And that's with, your likes and your dislikes. Understandably, everybody is different and everybody likes different things, but the more things that you have in common with the person that you're dating or the partner that you have, it'll just be better off. And then having likes and interests that are the same thing is easier to communicate. And then with the communication, you get the trust. I know I'm repeating myself, but a lot of people that I talk to on an almost daily basis when it comes to relationships don't work on these things in a relationship. And you can't have a good relationship without these 5 key points. If you don't love yourself, you aren't going to be able to love somebody else. If you don't put yourself out there to find Mr. Right or somebody that you want to be with, you will never find them. It's not going to just fall into your lap. Love is not just floating around in the air waiting to come down. You have to be able to go out there and look for this person. And when you're out there looking for this person, try to find somebody that has as many likes and interests that you do. It just makes planning dates and talking about things and making conversation flow, it's having more things in common just tends to work out. And of course, if you're not going to put the effort into it, then don't start it to begin with. And communication, 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 communication. I cannot stress that one enough. If you're not able to actually sit down and talk to a person, then they aren't willing to put in the effort into the relationship, then it's time to move on. And if you don't have the trust in the relationship and you're always looking over your shoulder, sneaking around and trying to find out stuff about your partner, then you don't have the trust. And without the trust, you will not have a strong relationship. So now that I got that out of the way, one of my next videos that I'm going to do is going more in depth into the first time dating or your first dates, which a lot of people out there have been asking me to go more in depth about the little Vine series that I did, and I will be doing that. But next week, I'm going to be doing a video talking about Halloween and where I'm going to be going for Halloween, which is Salem and everything like that. So I'm going to try and get some things together. I know I have a lot of books and stuff around here about Salem, and I'll be rambling on about Salem, and that could be another two-part because I know way too much about Salem to put into a half-an-hour video. So that I will be doing next week, talking about Halloween and everything, and maybe doing I'll obviously be on Vine Halloween, putting up videos about going around Salem and all the different costumes and stuff, and I'm going to try and see if I can't do some of the Vine tricks, like, the picture and just stand there and, stare at the camera and, all that good stuff. So, there's that stuff word again. By the way, I am sorry for the last two videos, the 50 random things, and one of the viewers did point out that you can turn it into a really, really good drinking game. And every time that I say the word stuff, you take a shot. Do this responsibly, please, because I've watched the videos a couple of times and I've played the drinking game, and you can get really messed up from that. So please, if you're going to play the drinking game with the 50 random things, do it responsibly. Please, make sure you're legal too when you're doing it. You know what? And if you're going to do the drinking game, film it. Do a video response to it. I would love to see you guys actually doing the 50 random things drinking game to my videos. I think that would be hilarious. But like I said, next week I will be doing Halloween/Salem, talking more about the Vine stuff that I'm going to do. As always, I'm going to put the description for everything in the Abyy down below in the description with the Vine and the Twitter and everything like that. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comments. If you want to stay anonymous, you can send them to me on Facebook through a private message. And of course, I'm always around. Like I've said to you guys before, I'm always around. I always have my phone on me. If you need any advice about anything, that's where you can reach me at. So yeah, I will see you guys next week. All right, bye.